Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your man Drew Red, aka DR, aka Funky Uncle, aka Flex, aka it's a lot of different names. All right. So just know tonight my co-host has a prior engagement, so it's just me on here tonight. So I hope you can deal with me solo. This is gonna be different. I'm used to having somebody to bounce ideas off of, and we normally have a group of people, and he controls some of that. And anyhow, tonight on the Funky Uncles, this is episode 21. Doesn't really count if it's only one Funky Uncle. We'll figure that out. Anyhow, tonight on the Funky Uncles, I came up with a few things to talk about, and just to look into some of the things of our daily life, some of the ideas, some of the issues, and some of the things that maybe we've been taught to think or brought up to think, that when you sit down and really diagnose it, it's like, that's not right. we were taught wrong. Understand? Lots of things, not everything. There are some things that we learned that just aren't right. What's going on, Stace? Stace just joined. So keep pushing on. You're going to be all right. We're going to all be all right. Once again, shout out to my cuz, Monty G, the talented Monty G. If you guys never heard this song, it's all right, Monty G. Check him out on YouTube. He has some other stuff on there too. You're going to enjoy it. What's up, Fee? Oh, thank you, Stace. Hope you had a good day as well. Go ahead and cut this right now. And here we go with a solo show. Now you know. All right. I was just having a nice conversation. Good. I was having a nice conversation with one of my younger cousins, and it was a topic that we brought up before. Here we go in the dating realm. We don't always talk about the dating realm, but we're going to bring this up right now, where we talked about being a slave to your preference. Now, as we are younger, what we see and what we are attracted to may not, should not be the same as after we're out of our teens, especially into our 30s and 40s. What's up, P? So, as you get older, you can look at some of the things that you say, when I was 18, 19, 16, 17, and I looked at the, who I was attracted to, what was it that made me go gaga? And a lot of times as I stroll these, as Gianni would say, Instagram streets and YouTube streets and Instagram avenues, a lot of people put in focus on certain things that have nothing to do with long-standing relationships. You understand? Somebody's height, what they drive. What's good, Josh? You know what I'm saying? How much money they have, where they live. Okay, let me invite my man. So all these things that have nothing to do with the long-standing relationship, and I'm willing to bet that when you're looking at somebody and you find them attractive and you're going after the same type over and over, you're dating the same person with a different face, but at the end of the day, when things don't work out, if things don't work out, the thing, whatever it is that broke you up, is not something that you were looking for. And most of the times it's character. You understand? If you're looking at a person's character and you look into things that they do or don't do, and you don't make that important, you're going to continually fail with relationships. What's going on, Renee? You know what I'm saying? Josh, you married. You can't talk about it. You don't know nothing about this, right?
Hey man, it's like, hey, trust and believe. I before I got married, Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, before I even met Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
man, I was a wild dog. I was out there, man. I was, how you say, I didn't want to use the language, but I was a hoe. I was out there, you know what I'm saying? She, like, when I met her, she taught me, I set her down and stuff like that. And, I never had a best friend as a female. I
Right.
never had that. And I had that, and then, what I'm saying, like, things didn't work out, but because of her, I met amazing people that was connected to her,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, you one of them, and, we kept in contact and stuff like that, just, hey, how you doing, stuff like that, and then, give advice, and then, my wife, I met her. I met her, my wife, I met her in '08. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of met her before, I was going to say, the same time I met Tiffany, but it was just like at a low point in my life that like I'm glad I did not get serious with none of them because both of them are good people. So
Okay.
that, yeah, so I did not say, yo, I'm do this and that. Nah, I'm not right. You know what I'm saying? My background, wasn't going good and stuff like that. So I was able to get myself together and, like, the marriage life, I'll put it like this, I wouldn't recommend it for anybody because it's not easy. But like I say, like, happy spouse. I don't say happy wife, happy spouse,
Happy
happy
house.
life.
So let's
Because
find
like
this.
trust and believe, my kids, man, you know they, even though I have stepkids, they're my kids. They boy, they love me. They try me. They do everything, and they trust and believe. It's a difficult situation, but I love it. And they say, "Yo, Josh, you're a good person." You know what I'm saying? I know you. It just I feel like this. I wish I was not a Gemini. I wish I was a different sign and stuff like that because Gemini, Chucky, what I'm saying, got the twins and all that. But this, what I'm saying, like you're a good person. You take care of the kids and stuff like that. Because my whole thing is like this. I might be a bad. You can say I can be a bad person. I can be a bad husband, but you would never say I'm a bad father. You would never say that. You would never say that.
And that's good. That's good. That's good that that stereotype is and it's a false narrative when it comes to talking about black fathers and they're absent and yeah, we already know the real deal with that, so we're not even gonna get into that right now. Now what I want to get into is we want to backtrack a little bit, you understand,
Talking about
on how
the
huh?
hood, getting taken out of the hood.
No, what I'm going to backtrack is good that we do have fathers out there who are doing what they're supposed to do. That's good. That's always good. And it's not celebrated enough because it's always said that we are absentee. You know,
Hey, Drew,
my daughter can tell you that.
Look at Stacey Miller 4049. Yo, it's nothing wrong with a Gemini, but we got that stigma.
Listen, linked to them. Trust me, I'm linked. I'm linked heavily to Gemini's. Heavily. You understand what I'm saying? My sister that's most like me, she's a Gemini.
We got that. I hate to say it, but we got that Ike Turner stigma to it. It's a gift and a curse. It's like, you look at any other. Is I put like this. My sister is a Pisces, and them feisty motherfuckers. They, yeah, but it's like with us, it's like you a Gemini. Oh man, nah, y'all like to flip out. What? No, we don't like to flip out. It's just that when we tell you the truth, you can't come back us and say, nah, you wrong. Because
What's up, Tina?
yeah, so
Hey, Josh, peep this. I want to take this back to before you were married, when you said you were wilding out, because this is something
at
that
South Carolina State, yeah,
this
right.
is something that we as men need to get into, you know. And Jim and I have a split personality. What is it that you think? What do you think your reason was for wilding out in that time that you wild out, that you were wild?
I'm being honest. When I was in high school, you know what I'm saying, I was the shelter type, you know what I'm saying, I hang around the, you know what I'm saying, dope boys, you know, and everything. But my mom, Mystique, would not allow me to, you know what I'm saying, go to parties and stuff like that, because when I went, you know what I'm saying, when I try to go to parties and hang out stuff like that, they would always tell me go home because my mama nickname Penny is not gonna cuss me out. I was like, my mom. I really didn't know that my mom name was out there in the streets. Like it was real strong. So when I went to Demar Tech, you know what I'm saying, I was a baby. So you know what I'm saying, like I got, you know what I'm saying, I got with for females stuff like that. It was limited options, so you already know it was limited options. So basically, it was like you're gonna go solo, you're gonna get with an ugly chick, or you're gonna get with a hoe. So I that was my option. So when I got to state, and my ex at the time, she went into the army because she wanted to go to Claflin. I told her, I said, yo, I said, look out for yourself and do better for yourself. Do not go to Claflin because you want to be closer to me. What do you want to do in life? And then she said, I want to better myself. I said, if you want to go in the army, go in the army. And she went in the army, and you know what I'm saying? She prospered. I
Yeah.
went to state. I did the same thing, stuff like that. It just so happened that I was 6'7", and people thought I was on the basketball team. I was a free agent. So, man, Drew, it was like my first year. I went to Benedict. I went to I went to so many HBCUs my first year, man. It was like ain't no way. I was a free agent and I finessed it, and you know what I'm saying. You could not blame me because like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I went to Benedict, man, I went to every club in Columbia, man. I was on it. And
I
they was like, oh, you on the basketball team? Yeah, I played for, you know what I'm saying, I finesse it. I played for Benedict. I played for Allen. I played for Demartech. I was finessing it. But my whole thing is like this, like how you ain't look at the roster and you know what I'm saying, and you ain't never seen me and stuff like that. So I mean, my first 2 years, I had to do it. I never went to the club when I was young, so I had to experience it. It was fun, but the thing I felt bad about was that innocent females caught my shots. Yeah, they caught it. I'm sorry.
I can relate. I can relate. Actually, being that I went to a private boarding school while I was in high school, there weren't many options really to get out and about like that. So once I graduated and came back to South Carolina, it was I was a new face. I'm from Walterboro, but I came back and I'm like a new face. I'm hanging out with my older cousin, and really, like you said, I was more like in a shell in high school, where I may have been known by a few, but you know who I was, but you didn't really know me. But then after high school, and I came back to South Carolina and started hanging with my homie Boogie, and I mean, the shell just
So
fell off.
you had so it's like this. People didn't know you, but it's like you had that cousin, you had that friend. It's like, oh, who is it? Oh, that my dog, that my family. You know what I'm saying? Grew up and
Yeah.
stuff like. Where he from? He from Walterboro. I ain't never seen him. What you
Right.
mean? He went nah. He not like us. He went and got his books and he came back. You know what I'm saying? He from the hood, but he went and got the books. He didn't. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Lincoln Apartments, LA all day. So, I came back and, I'm back in Lincoln Apartments. And, it was back then, Walterboro was ripe. You understand? You can party 5, 6 nights a week in Walterboro, in Walterboro. And so I really got out and got to meet people. And then the part of me that's a people person and all that, I just started meeting people. And so the wilding out part really started there because of all those years that I spent in high school basically sitting and looking. So I can say from my life, it was kind of like I was somewhere inside trying to make up for what I missed in high school. But now as far as other people who are popular, I'm thinking that, when guys and gals while out when they're younger, you can't with most people they're going to try to say is lack of guidance.
Cause think
But
about it. Speaking on that, think about. I don't mean to disrespect any female on this or anybody on this. Females that used to clap them cheeks in high school, they calm down now. The worst kids are police kids, military kids, and church kids. Am I? Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So like people that they did all of that defiant and stuff like that when they earlier, they calmed down. Them quiet motherfuckers that just, oh man, he quiet. Yeah, I was quiet. And then, when they got the shells, like, cause I sure remember I was like 8th grade. I was dating this girl. She was quiet. I was quiet and stuff like that. We went high school. I don't know what happened. She got hooked up with the popular person and she got slutted out. And I was like, what? And you know what I'm saying? That at that time that taught me, it's like, man, you before the term shoot your shot. Yeah, I was like, it was like, Josh, man, why you ain't did this? Like, I was like, I was trying to do it the normal way, but after that, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I let it go and stuff like that. But Lord have mercy. I really think that anything that happened to me in high school when I got to South Carolina State, man, yeah.
so
I
would you well, not to cut you off. So I hear you talking like, okay, and what you said before, I'm getting all this in. So would you say that most people, I'm not gonna say all, there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna say, it wasn't me, but I'm gonna keep it real. Would you say that most people have had a whole phase?
yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm trying to tell
yeah.
people, oh, I never had. Call it what you
Yeah,
want,
just you
whatever.
did something. You did something. Wow, that you can say, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like all jokes aside, the wildest thing I have ever did, and I don't know to this day how I ever did it. I was in the club, in Andre Club. It was called It was on. I want to say it was on 301. It was. I forgot the name of the club. I was in the club and DJ Cleve, it was another DJ that was in there, and this was the tragic. It was free for college students. It was
Mm,
$1 Sigma gin and juice that night, and Pastor Troy was performing.
mm.
I It was three females in that grant. I got all their numbers, and they was best friends sitting by each other. To this day, I don't know how I did that. It was like, and the last person that I got the number from, she was able to be my best friend. She was like, I see what you did to my first two homegirls. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do that to me. And then for some reason I said, but you're gonna give me your phone number. And she did it. And I was like, when we talk about it to this day, it's like, yo, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not even gonna talk about some of the things on this show because
Now
when
when I went to them Benedict parties, Lord have mercy, it's like if at that time I ain't had no car, I had a driver's license, but I had no car. But if I had a car and I with them Benedict parties, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man, I would have been in Columbia the whole time. It's just some it.
bruh, I went to Benedict.
I
You know,
know. No,
telling
no,
me
no, no, no. You remember
no,
the dorm that you went in, and you go like my homeboy. He went there. I went to visit him, and they thought I was on the basketball team. I like he told me, he said, man, Charleston boys run Benedict. He said, man, you gotta look out. But for some reason when we got on campus and you know what I'm saying, we ran past the Charleston crew and I was talking to them. And it's everybody and I understood the language, but he didn't. Me and him was cool since eighth grade, but I understood the language. So when them boys thought I was from Charleston, you know, and I'm like, yeah, boy, you like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm from Holly Hill, you know, so I had that heavy tongue. They say, oh man, you know, it's a big man, you good man, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna bother you. So I went in the dorm. I don't know what dorm it was. I went in the first floor. And then we went downstairs in the basement type thing. I said, "Boy, what kind of dorm this is?" He said, man, this is where I live." I said, "What kind of hood shit this is?" Because you went in and then you go downstairs into some basement. I said, "You know what?" I said,
Goods.
"Hey, you know what I'm talking about, right?"
It's not over there across from the pool.
Yeah, you're on the first floor, but you go down on the basement.
That's the freshman dorm. That's
Yeah,
Goodson.
yeah. So when I came up, they were like, "Yeah, man." So I was talking to the Charter crew. And you know what I'm saying? The female's like, man, you know, he's like, man, that little homie, man, that big homie. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like he cool, he cool. And I was like, God damn, I got a pass on the first date. The trust and believe, I was scared. I was scared because they told me that the Charleston people stick together and they always so trust and believe. I was scared, but I didn't know that I have a heavy tongue and that they could understand it. And then, you know, I use it to my advantage. You know, so my homeboy, you know, he was from Baltimore and he moved to Holly Hill when he was in the seventh grade, but he didn't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't quite fully understand it. When I came back, I started out at South Carolina State, and one of my roommates, I had three roommates. One of my roommates was from Charleston, and I didn't quite understand everything that he was saying. I'm
Hold
like,
up, what dorm you stayed at South Carolina State?
lo-fi,
Lo-fi, lo-fi. They rebuilt it.
low,
The first building when you came on campus. Yeah,
Lowman.
they rebuilt it because my whole thing is like with that, I was mad at it. It was shut down, and when I went there, but when I my son went there, and I went up in the building. I said, "Y'all rebuild this?" I said, "Man, y'all some cheap motherfuckers." I was mad at that. I said, "Boy, like it looked like a like all your sides." I was looking around, and said, "Man, look here. I know a bunch of females got sneaky in this dorm. So many."
Listen, that dorm really needed it because when I was there, it was the only dorm on campus that didn't have phones in the rooms. You understand? You had to go to a payphone in the hallway. They had the community shower. You understand what I'm saying? The dorm was old. They we was like when I was there, one of the last classes to really be in the old building, and
Community.
the
Yo,
people
hold
don't
on,
deserve to
hold on.
live like that in after the year 1920. That's how bad it was, you know. But I'm glad they redid the remodeled it, and because that was really not what it wasn't. It was fun because of the people in it. You know, that's how most things are, especially when you go to a college. It's not always the college itself. It's the people that make it. And I
Yeah,
met good people's there, and but that don't
especially
that,
especially
no hate.
HBCU, because when my 1 year when I was at high school at Holly Hill Roberts, and I went to camp. You know what I'm saying? We went to Clemson. We went the it was like four schools up in the Clemson area that we went to have camp and visit and stuff like that. And I did one visit at Denmark Tech, and I was like, okay, I went to Clemson. I went to these other three high schools to visit. You know what I'm saying? They have camp there, but at Denmark Tech, I went there for you know how they do the SAT, the ACT practice tests at different colleges and stuff like that to prep you for your high. Yeah. So I went to Denmark Tech, and I was like, I felt comfortable at Denmark Tech, and then I went there, had fun, felt comfortable, you know. But why would you go to HBCU, or why would you go to college and you meet that one person? Matter of fact, it could be from your hood. It could it just that one person, and you feel comfortable. You say, "Oh, I'm good." You meet that one person and you good.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know. It was being that we are where we are now mentally, and you look back on how you were when you were, like we said, we were wilding out. Sometimes I don't even want to tell people how wild I was. I was at like every party when I was at Benedict. You know how they used to hand out the flyers? They go around campus,
And
hand
then,
out.
yeah,
They
so like your student, your student ID was the most important thing ever, because on that flyer, it said if students get in free before a certain time. So your ID was the most important thing. I never lost my ID. I was like, oh man, I'm going to the club. And
I
it was
still
like,
have my ID. I still have my ID. Let me tell you, I used to party. There was the Q's had a party at one season at this spot called the G Spot down from USC.
I
I
know, I
partied
heard
so
about
hard
it. I
in that
heard
piece.
about it.
I partied so hard up in that piece. There were people that thought that I was a Q. That's how hard I used to go in that mug, shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Partying hard, like it's going out of style. Matter of fact,
No. No.
me and Chris came home one weekend.
You talk
Came
about Chris from
back
Sports
to
Talk?
huh?
Chris from Sports Talk, right?
Yeah,
Cowboy fan.
yeah. We came home, went back to Columbia to party that night, and came back home after the party.
Boy, y'all, yeah.
Yeah,
Boy.
we will, man. Listen, I mean, you got to think. You have to look at it like this. For those people that are from small towns, and you get to go to a city, and you always have something to do. We're looking into the psychology of it, like being that with some people, they're not used to being away from home. You understand? And that's where I had an advantage. I spent my high school years away from home. So when the weekends came, by the time I got to Benedict, I wasn't coming home. Come home for what? Come home to be bored? No, I'm staying up here, and
Um, I'm
everybody.
from I'm from Holly. You know me. I'm from Holly Hill, South Carolina. We're a small town. To be
Right.
honest with you, we're like a updated Ruffin with gas stations and stuff like that. So when I went to when I went to Denmark, I never came. I came home on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? My mom said, "Hey, you want to come home?" Nah, I'm good, because what she used to do was like she get her food stamps and she'll come to Denmark, and she'll be like, "Hey, to give what you want." And the first month it was kind of shaky, But the second month, it was like, okay, I know what to do and stuff like that. I get my supplies, stuff like that. I had my miniaturized refrigerator. I had, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I prepared myself because my whole thing was that I don't think some people think like this. I never wanted to ask my mom for money or anything because she still had to take care of my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
Even though she used to send me money, she used to send me money every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Send me $40. Trust and believe, I made $40 scratch a month.
Listen,
A
listen,
month, Drew.
listen,
A month.
listen, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Yo, I made $40 scratch a month. Like they be like, man, you spend $40 a day. No, I made that thing scratch a month. Cause trust and believe, them Sundays, the weekends when you can't do what you want. You're like, man, you going to the club? Nah, is it free? Yeah, it's free. All right, cool. You go, I bet. But you know what I'm saying, you got that friend, but like, hey man, you go to the club? Nah, I'm good. I'm still like, nah. He said, man, if they really know your situation, man, come on, big dog. I got you. You
Yeah.
say I got you, you know what I'm saying? You like it's rare, but you like, but trust and believe, I made $40 scratch a whole month.
Listen, there were times when I could be on campus and my mom would call, be like, you need some money or whatever, knowing that I'm down to like $3.23. And she said, you coming home this weekend? Nope. Chris is coming home. Send it back with him. I'm not coming home.
Because it's like
No.
it's like I wouldn't say it's not even a pride thing. It's some fact that the the survival, what would you say? What would you say? The survival,
In
the like
learning
learning, the experience of trying to figure it out was way better than letting your mama hold your hand.
right,
Don't get me
right.
wrong, your mom trust and believe, your mama gonna call you and be
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? You like it could be a pride thing, but trust and believe, like if she called me, my mom called me and said, hey, you know what I'm saying, I sent you $100 and stuff like that, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna deny it. No, don't get me wrong, but you, my mama can say that she ain't never heard me call her and say, hey ma, I need some money. That's why like when I was in school and I used to look at these kids, they call their parents like, I need this, I need that. I just laugh. And it was like, you ain't calling him? I said, no, for what? She gave me the basics.
You got, and see
Long,
that
long,
that's some,
long as I got noodles, I got popcorn, I got my drinks, I got cake, I got 4 cases of water, I got you know what I'm saying, stuff that I can heat up in the microwave. I'm good because why? I had a meal plan. So I have it's like this. As long as I have something to like when I'm in the bed, I'm watching TV and stuff like that, and I can go and heat up some popcorn, whatever, or noodles. I'm good.
yeah. I mean, I think and see, like, okay, let me get my thoughts together. As we like to express to the younger generation now, college isn't for everybody
No, it's
because
not.
it's not nobody it's not meant for you to get into that type of debt. It's not meant for everybody to go to school. It's not meant for everybody to continue, especially with school. A lot of people don't like school. I didn't like school. You understand? But it's not for everybody. However, the college experience itself is
Yo,
just about
please.
the college experience itself is about so much more. It's about, especially when you go, I'm not knocking D1 schools, but I'm saying for us, especially when you go to a HBCU.
Yo, HBCU is gonna all. Like, I put like this: they're gonna always look out for you because let me see. My son went to Southland State. He went to Southland State. You know what I'm saying? I put like this: he went before the COVID situation happened, so he had a bad experience and stuff like that. He get to reset. My daughter went to Coastal, white college. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when I went to go pick her up her sophomore year, and she had to go to the ATM to get some money out of her bank account. And I was looking on the ground, Drew, and I was looking at receipts. I saw balances 51,000, 67,000, 121,000. I said, these white kids, they on them drugs. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, black kids don't have no balance like that. You know what I'm saying? 51,000. I was looking at my daughter like, she said, oh, there's the white kids. They on that hard drugs. I said, you smoke weed, right? She said, yeah. I said, stay that way. Don't, yeah, stay that way. She said, no. She, it was so funny. She said, yeah, I was smoking with one of my friends, and they talk about um. It was so funny. She said her friend said that she was mad at her daddy. I said, why she mad at her daddy? You said her daddy gave her $5,000, and she was mad at him. I said, for what? She said it wasn't enough. I said, what?
Right, Steve.
I looked down and said, man, you need to be careful because shit, my daddy or my mama gave me $5,000. Like, yo, I'm putting that shit in the bank. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that in the account, the bill interest.
Now, here's what I see. Now Supreme, that was on talking about the veganism and everything on one of the earlier shows. He went to a place called Kutztown State in Pennsylvania first, and then he wound up going to Benedict, which is where we reconnected. That's my first time seeing him in like 4 or 5 years. Now, in speaking into him now, he is like Benedict was the best thing that ever happened to him because he got a chance to really connect. Now, I can say that with HBCUs, they really turn the tides of our way of thinking a lot of times because of the westernized education. As we just finished Black History Month. Why does it have to be just a month? We didn't just do things in February. But as you continually look through the history books from as we were kids, from when our parents were kids, from when their parents were kids, you don't see a lot of us. So there's not a lot of influence for us. So those HBCUs really give us a sense of something that we are missing. So I would say definitely the college experience at an HBCU is, I think it's important for a lot of us.
I
And
can I,
college,
I can say this about HBCUs. I can say three things.
mhm,
One, we have better education. It's just that, what I'm saying, we don't have the funding on certain parts, and what I'm saying,
right,
you know how that goes, stuff like that. But as far as education, because South Carolina State has the best engineer program in South Carolina.
yeah,
The only other the only other school that has a program to compete with it is Clemson.
yep,
Which is which one is South Carolina has a good South Carolina State has a good nursing program. The only other colleges that have a good one is OC Tech in South Carolina. You're gonna go to OC Tech because it's cheaper,
yeah,
but but at South Carolina State you're gonna do 6 years. And I told people, I said, yeah, you're gonna do 6 years. Why I gotta do longer? I said, I'm not about to trust no nurse to operate on my body and she ain't put in the time at a college. I'm sorry. You got to do like trust and believe in the medical field. You got to do at least 10 years. I do know that. Another thing, you're gonna feel comfortable around your people because you're gonna have different type of black people. You're gonna have the hood people. You're gonna have niggas. You're gonna have this the black people, what I'm saying, that what I'm saying, about books and stuff like that that you got to integrate. And you're gonna have those international students and stuff like that. And people sleep on the international students because I ain't gonna lie to you, when I went to state, I was friends with two dudes from Russia. We went to the club and stuff like that. And I before I went to the club, I saw these two dudes. They were drinking water bottles. I said, man, I said, y'all drinking water before you go in the club? We at the hood club now, and they said my name kind of funny. They said Big Dog Josh, man, what you doing? Matter of fact, you done seen Paul Force, right?
Yeah.
Walter Flynn, his
Yeah.
accent. Yeah.
Okay.
So they had, yeah. So they was like, hey man, because at first one of them called me boy, and I was about to swing on him, but he caught himself. Yeah, he caught himself. So he's like, man, we about to be in a little bit. I smell their water bottle, man, straight vodka, and they were drinking that water. I was looking like, is you serious? They was literally drinking that water. I said, hey man, nah, I don't want none. I'll see you in class tomorrow, but I'm about to go up in the club. 'Cause I was like, yo, this man is drinking. They is drinking this water bottle like vodka. So I left it alone. And the third part, and you're gonna agree with this. Nobody on an HBCU is gonna call you a nigga that don't look like you.
Yeah, I don't see it happening any other way.
A
And
white, I'll put it like this. Like, okay, a black person. To be honest with you, a Mexican person. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, "Oh man, Mexican call you nigga." They just like us. Y'all treat like white folks. Y'all treat them like us. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like we relate close to Mexicans and Indians because y'all treat both of them like shit. So we know about it. We like just when Oprah Winfrey would talk about the Jews and stuff like that. She wasn't talking about race. She was talking about Jews or whites, and she was talking about religion. They took it the wrong way.
yeah, yeah, and with those HBCUs, there's a comfortability. Like you now, I have to agree with it opening your eyes to the different types of black people because a lot of times when you think of black people, you think of people that are like you, that are from your area. If you live in the hood, you think of hood brothers. If you from
All
the
skin,
middle
all
class,
skin, all,
think of
all skin
that.
folks ain't your folks.
Yeah, but then I put it like this. Okay, Chris Rock's brother Brian. Okay, Brian was into like the Dungeons and Dragons game. Him and the homie Spec, they say them boys be in there playing that board game for like the whole entire weekend. Okay. Then you got these other cats. We used to call them Arrested Development, like that group. You know what I'm saying? They came in with the dashikis and boom boom. They got their work done. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have time for games. Then you had the hangout cats like me and Chris. But then you had this other dude like this guy named Matt Atterbury. Matt Atterbury is one of the smartest dudes I ever met. You understand what I'm saying? He looked like Urkel. I'm talking about with the glasses and the tight pants and all
I
that.
know you fucking lying.
The dude looked like Urkel. Now I'm gonna even take it even a step farther. We had a guy named Terencio. Terencio looked like Prince, about 6'1", 6'2" version of Prince, but he like guys. So, like I said, there's so much of the black community that is brought in there, and you get to experience all of that before you go out into the world. And I think it's important for you to understand, which you probably don't. A lot of that stuff wasn't accepted as much back then as it is now. But it's good to know who's out there and not to just automatically look at somebody and think just because they are different that they don't have the same goals, the same focus, or don't have your best interest at heart. And that's
Man,
one of the problems that we have nowadays. We look at people we don't know and feel that I don't know you. So how could you be doing anything for me? Or I don't want you to do anything for me. I'm not going to do anything for you. And that's an effed up attitude to have when you have no solid ground on determining that. But when you're around more of your people, you will you come across them either directly, indirectly, purposely, or by accident. And you get to see, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, that's a pretty good dude there. And I don't really know him, but if I'm ever in the same class with him, or yo, she's smart, she's not as bougie as I thought she was. You have somebody. Let me tell you this story. Um, I took this class once called American History 1865 to the present, and so I walked in.
That was similar to uh American. Matter of fact, because in high school, I took economics and I took American history, but I think it was I know what you're talking about, but I don't think I was similar to it because you know these kids now they don't even take economics.
I'm trying to tell you.
Tell me
So,
about the class. Tell me about the
so
class.
okay, so here I am. People know me on campus by this time because I've already been in the auctions. I've been in the talent shows. I've been in the pageants. I've been
Oh,
playing.
you've been singing? You been
Huh?
talent? You been singing talent shows, or
Yeah.
you been poetry?
No, I did the singing thing. So so I stroll in. People know me. They're like, yo, I'm not even going there with you. So so
I'm just joking, man.
I stroll into class, and people like, oh, Flex, what's up? Yeah, 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 yeah. So the professor had a map spread out on the table. And and so here we go. I see this girl in there from the Virgin Islands. I was trying to holler at her, but her teammate, she's on the volleyball team. They're like, nah, Flex, no. I'm like, see, y'all just hating. So I'm in there, and the professor's asking questions, and I'm rattling off answers like second nature. I'm not even thinking about it. He's asking the question, and I'm just rattling off the answers. So now people are turning, looking at me like, it's like they looking at the professor like, is he right? The professor like, yeah, he's right. They looking at me like, hold up, all this time you've been here, and I thought you were just out hanging out, getting drunk and partying, but you actually know something. So, like I
Oh
said,
yeah, people like to sleep on you about that.
you had to be in certain places with your people to understand the value they can bring. You understand? I was in the choir. I was in the concert choir. And that's the team I played for in intramural sports. The concert choir. I was on the intramural basketball team. Yo, you know who was on the choir with me?
Who?
Mike Coulter.
Who?
Mike Coulter.
Hold on. You mean um, my dog, Netflix,
Luke.
um,
Luke.
Dad, don't say it. Do not say it. Do not say it. Goddamn. You know what I'm talking about.
Luke
I,
Cage.
I can't
Luke
lost.
Cage.
Huh?
Luke Cage.
Yep. Cause my dog from he from Colombia. No, he ain't from Colombia. He near Colombia.
We got the same birthday. Me and him,
Yo,
same birthday. And I found that out my first semester there. I'm a freshman or whatever. I think he'd already been for a year, or so they knew him, but they didn't know me because I came later on. And when I joined
you
the choir.
know the messed up part about South Carolina, we got some famous people that are from here, and they don't even know. It's like okay, the most famous person from here, um, well, I wouldn't say the most famous is old boy that played Black Panther
Oh,
and
chap.
old girl that played. She always played these Viola Davis. No, I'm tripping. The most famous female from South Carolina is Eartha Kitt, Catwoman. She from North South Carolina. Um, Viola Davis that played How to Get Away with Murder. Lisa Keegan. She from St. Matthews. Um,
Angel.
man, we
Well,
Chris Rock from South Carolina.
well, no, his people are from right here. His people from right here in Smokes. His grandma from Smokes.
You from South Carolina. You know how we do. Your family from here. You from here. You know how we do. We
Yeah,
don't
that's my
play that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We don't. Yeah,
Josh.
we don't. Yeah, we don't play that. You know how we
That's
do.
family by marriage.
Yeah, yeah. If your mama or your grandma from here, you from here. We don't play that.
Angel Conwell. She's been in a whole bunch. She's in the Wash. She's in the Stories now. She's from there. Orlando. The dude with the big eyes that played in the Replacements. He's from South Carolina.
You for real?
Yeah. Is he from Orangeburg? Or he's from South Carolina. I can't remember what part, but he's from South Carolina. Man,
Cause
this
trust and believe, actor wise, South Carolina got a lot of people from. Got a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You can think about
West.
sport. You can think
Yeah,
about sports and any other thing, but when it comes to actors, like we got some OG. Cause trust and believe, Eartha Kitt, Lord have mercy. She, I was watching Boomerang last week, and you know when you watch Boomerang, you automatically say Marcus.
right.
Yeah. So
Charlemagne.
I'm
Yeah. Oh yeah, and don't forget Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames is from South Carolina too.
God damn boy,
Matter of fact,
we got some hitters.
Ving Rhames is from Yamasee. He's from like the Walterboro
Oh,
area.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Yo,
Oh,
Ving,
I'm sorry, Miss Stacy Miller.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, Charlemagne.
Charlemagne the God is from South Carolina, but we talk about actors. We talk about heavy hitters. Yeah.
Yo, Josh, let me tell you, Ving Rhames a sucker though. Ving Rhames won't even claim South Carolina. When his family, he got, I don't know if you know it, well, some of his cousins went to school with me here. So they're like, yeah, when he was a kid, he's like, yeah, if I ever leave South Carolina, I ain't never coming back. And even when his father died, he didn't come back for the funeral. He had the body shipped out, so he wouldn't have to come back to South Carolina. He doesn't even claim
And
South Carolina.
that's why he play that damn arm in a Mark Zuckerberg. Don't ban me for this, but he played that gay part that really got him in the game. Like, yeah, because if you say some, my whole thing is like this: why you embarrassed about where you from? I
Right.
wouldn't give a damn. Like, dog, like I'm from Holly Hill, South Carolina. I went to Walterboro, went to Columbia, and my whole thing is I I came back to Orangeburg. I went to North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. They're the only states that I ever been to. But when
Mhm.
I met my wife, I went to New York, I went to New Jersey, I went to Philly, I went to certain states. Like, dog, don't get me wrong. When I went to New York, I was trying to hit up Ed, and he wouldn't pick up the damn phone and shit like that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, I like that too.
when I was posting pictures and shit, he talking about some, man, where you at? I said, man, I've been calling you. You ain't pick up the goddamn phone. He said, man, I thought you was scamming. I said, man, you bullshitting. When I went to Philly for the first time,
Mhm.
um I said, you know what? I ain't about to hit up Miss Jackson. I said, nope, I went see the Liberty Bell, see different part. Yeah, I had fun. To be honest with you, in Philly, I had fun because my kids they actually saw different historical sites and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Now,
Philly.
when it comes to
Philly spot.
Philly,
Not people.
Philly, New Jersey, and New York, when it comes to liquor laws, I found it out the hard way. Philly, you cannot go. The liquor store closed at 9 o'clock, but you cannot buy. Yeah, it was different types of situations. Because now, when I went to New Jersey, I felt like a king. I said, "Hold up, the liquor store open 7 days a week. They close at 10 o'clock. Oh, I felt like a king. But in Philly, man, you actually had, yeah, it was a different type of situation.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, I know mad people from high school and college from Philly, and every time I've been able to go through, I got stuck there once, and I threw up the bat signal, and what I'm saying, people like, yo, you come hang with me till till your ride come, yada yada yada. I love the city of Philly. I consider all them family because and my man's Wop, they went to Benedict with me. Yo, cool dude. He tackled me on the basketball court one time, left me injured for days, but that's still my brother. That joker had me like this, Josh. That joker had me like this to the ground, trying to drive the lane. Yeah, I said,
Hold up. You talking about Benedict? Let's talk about OG, the greatest basketball, not the greatest basketball, the greatest dunker ever in South Carolina. You know
yeah,
what I'm talking about. You
yeah. I
put
know
me on.
you,
You put
AKC.
you
True.
you put me on this dude because matter of fact, um, I knew about all like trust and belief. I used like before I met you, I would used to always dunk and stuff like that, and I knew about all the dunkers and all the OG dunkers, and I was a big James White dunker.
Yeah,
And I remember me and you got in a conversation. You was like, "Yeah, James White, he can dunk, but he ain't better than Chris Bruton." And I said, "Who the fuck is Chris Bruton?" And then you sent me the link, and I was like, "This man tore his ACL 4 times, and he's still dunking like this."
yeah.
And yeah, that was like, how?
Yo,
And then this the trip part. You remember back in the day when the NFL players, athlete players, used to participate in a celebrity dunk contest,
yeah,
and then you look at it now, it's like, they had somebody had posted a video of Barry Sanders dunking. Somebody said, "Man, this that Barry Sanders dunking was way better than this dunk contest." I said, "Yo, y'all post that Chris Booten dunk contest.
yeah,
Y'all really?" I said, "Cause trust and believe." I said the only way the NBA is going to be fix the dunk contest, they need to just go ahead and just find some way to create a charity or whatever or money cash pot and go holler at them boys on the street. Cause
yeah,
trust and believe, you got to.
yeah, yeah.
Cause
Hey,
I'm
hey, Josh, it's about time to shut it down. I don't want to
God,
get anybody caught in the middle of a sentence. So we have episode 21. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's showing me now that the time is winding down. I'd like to thank everybody that came out, and enjoyed the conversation with me and Big Josh. Big Josh. I'd like to thank Big Josh for coming out. Stacy, Renee, let's see, Kwame was on. Um
the
V
one
was
time that the one time I'm prepared for this conversation,
but
Mr. Shimp, Mr.
hey,
Slimp
but
ain't
we'll be,
sure.
we'll be back Friday. You know what I'm saying? Friday,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
hold.
I got something for his ass. Like when if I show up on Friday, I got something for him. Like the one time that I was prepared, and I said, "All right, cool. They ain't about to shut me down," and he don't show up. I got something for him.
But yeah, everybody, thank you for watching. You can watch this if you're watching this on Instagram. Know that you can catch the other episodes on my YouTube channel d.r.presents. There's more to come. We got more guests on the way.
Instagram, make the videos 2 hours long. I'm just
Hey,
saying. I'm
guys,
just saying. Yeah, yeah. That's a request. Make them boys 2 hours long. Cause trust and believe, we get 2 hours or 3 hours in this thing, or it's a wrap.
but all right, y'all. Enjoyed the show. Enjoyed the talk. And just know, like I said, Friday we'll be back for more Funky Uncles out. Salute.